Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Welcome to another Alien RPG unboxing video. This is for the Evolved Edition, the second edition of the Alien role-playing game. And I recently got the Kickstarter rewards there that I had pledged money towards. And we are taking a look today at the Rapture Protocol. So this is a brand new cinematic scenario and the beginning of a new story arc for the Alien role-playing game. But we're not only going to be taking a look at the contents of the box for the adventure, but we're also going to be opening up and taking a look at the accompanying miniature line. So one of the goals with the new Alien role-playing game is to have it be miniature friendly and actually support a line of miniatures to go along with the cinematic scenarios. So we have the Rapture Protocol here. These are miniatures specifically for the Rapture Protocol. And when future cinematic box sets come out, there should be another line of minis to go along with it. That should expand on the different like xenomorph creatures and things like that that you might come across in these games. So we're gonna put the minis aside for now, though, and we're just gonna take a look at the box set here. And again, I apologize if the lighting seems a little bit different here. I'm still waiting for a new ring light to show up. The one that I had, it ended up the light ended up dying on me. The cord was pretty flimsy, so it's unfortunate, but I've had this for a while now. The new one that I actually have coming also has a holder for, because I use my cell phone to record, but it has a holder for the phone that's rigid. It's not like the one that's like the arm that I currently have. So it should be a lot more stable. So I'm looking forward to that coming in as well. So that should be here hopefully by next week. But let's go ahead and take a look here. Now, first of all, I do love this artwork here. With the orange with the xenomorph in the background there. The tail coming up. The unsuspecting person in the front there. Character in the front. And on the back, it gives you a preview of what's included. And it says, "Behold, I will make you a terror to yourself and all of your friends." So the Rapture Protocol is a complete cinematic adventure for the Alien role-playing game Evolved Edition. It is a standalone adventure, but also serves as the first installment of the Jeremiah Saga trilogy. The adventure is designed for 3 to 5 players, plus the game mother, and returns to the roots of the Alien franchise, featuring the crew of a small starfreighter on a resupply run to the remote Jeremiah 6 industrial colony, soon embroiled in a deadly conflict. So, interesting. The Alien RPG Core Rulebook, Evolved Edition, or First Edition is required to play Rapture Protocol. Now, that's actually kind of interesting because it's not referencing the starter set rulebook, which I think the First Edition ones did, but I'm pretty sure that those rulebooks are perfectly valid just for the cinematic scenarios. So you shouldn't really need more than that if you already have the if you have or are planning to get the starter set. Although it is a great game, and I do recommend the core rulebook. But it's interesting because they like I said before, they would always say that you needed the rulebook or the starter set. So just kind of a interesting little change there. Although, again, first edition and second edition aren't drastically different. There are some things that are pretty different, but realistically, you could probably play this fairly easily with first edition rules. The same way that you could probably easily play the second edition or first edition scenarios with the second edition rules. So let's go ahead and get this opened up here. All right. So we have our cards. Now, I'm actually not going to open these cards in this video just because I don't have anything to bind them together. I normally have like a hair tie or something that I use for these. So maybe in a future video. Screw it. You know what? Let's go ahead and... we'll take a look. We'll take a look. Because I'm intrigued by the fact that one of the cards is a cat. So I'm wondering, like, do you really get to play a cat in one of these scenarios? Because that would be interesting. I remember there was the theory, and I don't really agree with it or think that it's a real thing or not, but there was a theory that in the original Alien movie that Jonesy, the Nostromo's cat, was working with the xenomorph because it would like lure people towards, like, it would lure people away so the xenomorph could ambush them. Although that really only happened with Brett, so I don't think it's really all that true of a thing here. But looks like we got some NPC cards. And you can actually... The cat attacks with claws and bite, no bonus, base damage of 1. I guess you can actually potentially play as a cat. Once per stretch, Mazarin can roll manipulation to reduce the stress level of a PC in the same zone. For each success rolled, the stress level is reduced by 1 extra step. Personal agenda: eat, sleep, explore the ship, eat, sleep some more. Alright, I do kind of like that. I don't want to give too much away here. But then we've got, looks like some stat cards as well. So we have like the Weyland-Yutani Commandos. I guess they're not called the dog catchers anymore. I don't know. But again, we got like some really cool art on one side there. And then you have their stats on the other. So with the cinematic scenarios, what they tend to do is give you some extra NPCs so that if you lose your player characters, like your pre-made characters, there should still be like some individuals that you'd be able to continue to play as. And then we just got the personal agendas for our characters there. So we have Jeffers. Is that one card? Okay. And then we got Weiss. We got Martinez. And we'll take a look at the character sheets here in a moment. Then we got Witt. And we should have one more here. And York. So we got the personal agenda cards. We got some more tokens. So even if you don't get the miniature set, you should still be able to, use miniatures. Which means I think the maps in here should also be usable with that as well. And we've got the adventure book, or scenario book. I guess they call it an adventure, so I don't feel as bad about it now. But it is staple bound. So their older first edition stuff was all like glue bound. And it works, like I never had any issues with the starter set rulebook or the scenario, but the Destroyer of Worlds, the pages kind of started to come loose from the spine of the book. So it is kind of nice to see the staple binding there. And I don't want to go through too much, but again, there's the Rapture Protocol. Right, tokens and minis. The different characters. So there we go there. Although I don't think it actually has any different like xenomorphs than what was available in the starter set, which is probably good for the first one. All right, some handouts. Again, I don't want to spoil too much there, but these are nice and glossy and good quality, so happy with those. And then we've got our map, Jeremiah 6. And then we got the Jeremiah mining facility. Oh yeah, the Fidanza. I think that's the one that we got the patch for. So yeah, that makes sense. And these are just both single-sided. And then we've got our characters here. So Benjamin York, personality lazy. So he's the captain. And again, I like how nice and just easy on the eyes the new sheets are. Like the original first edition stuff was great, but just the white and like black and like the dark green is just far easier to follow, and it's easier on my printer if I have to print any sheets off. So that's really cool to see. So we got Benjamin York. We got Isla Witt, the navigation officer. So that's her. Again, nice large picture of them on the one side. And then their stats and everything on the other. Oh, what was her personality? Her personality is that she's nervous. Then we got Martina Martinez. And she is excitable. Wit is her buddy, and York is her rival. She's a scientist. The other one was a pilot and officer. Then we got Eve Weiss, the medical officer. And she's friendly. She's a medic. She has a York is her buddy, and Jeffers is her rival. And then we got the engineer, Dominic Jeffers. I'm sure he's got like the roughneck. Yeah, so he's a roughneck there. Martinez is his buddy. Wit is his rival. So really cool stuff there. I do like that. And we got our maps. So these are again designed for like scale use with miniatures. And I'm only going to show the one map here because I feel like the next one that I see is probably a big spoiler. So we'll just take a look at the ship map here. Again, nice big double-sided map there. That's the ship on one side. And I think the mining colony is on the other. You just kind of see what we got there. And I'm gonna keep, like I said, I'm gonna keep the other map in the box because having seen what's on it there, I think it's a pretty heavy spoiler. But again, you get quite a bit of stuff packed in the box here. There's multiple characters to play. We'll have the card set, which I'll have to find something to put those back together. Put that in there. Actually, we'll put our handouts. Put that in there. Got our agendas. Minis, or our tokens, and our games catalog. And there we go. So that is the scenario, but we have more. Because we've got the minis to look at. And again, I'm really impressed with the quality of these minis. I was genuinely expecting them to be like a kit that you have to put together. In fact, I was so convinced of that I made sure that I had like some plastic glue and stuff like that to help put everything together. And I was surprised when like the minis box, when I took a look at it, like it's twice the thickness of the scenario, but it's because they're all fully assembled. And I think we've also got the inclusion of miniature skirmish rules. So you can actually just play with these minis as more like a traditional miniatures game. So we're going to take a quick look at those as well, because I think the Xenomorphs still have their, like, random attacks. So let's see what we got inside of the minis box. Alright, got the plastic off it there. Now is this, okay, yep. Like I say, you got the nice window there, so you can see the minis inside, but let's see what else we've got. Oh, shoot. Okay, there's quite a few minis, actually. Okay. I was expecting just the rules to be in there, but let's go ahead and lift those out. It's for desiccate. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we got our skirmish rules and some other stuff there. And just a thing to keep everything from getting scratched up, I guess. So we'll set that off to the side for now. I guess I should have noticed that there weren't any facehuggers and stuff. Alright. Yeah, these are really nice. So there is the facehugger sort of coiled up. It'd be nice to have one that's sort of like in a position like it's getting ready to leap. We got the two of those. And they do pop in and out easily, nice and easily. Okay, I was hoping that the bases would be named, but if you have the cards, I'm sure you'll know who is who. Like I said, we got our Weyland-Yutani guys up here. Yeah, got some nice looking minis. Let's see here. So this should be our. This looks like our medic character. Surprised she actually has a red cross on her case there, because I think the red cross was like one of the reasons that health packs in video games now have just like a big red H on them instead of the red cross, is because like the Red Cross organization was suing like video game developers, so it's interesting to see it on there, even though I think you'd want to have it as like a brand association. Let's take a look at one of these commando guys here. It's pretty nice detail on these guys too, like really nice minis, like, and I'm trying to see if I can find like some seams or stuff in it. Like, they're put together really well. Although this one might be a pain to eventually paint, because you've got somebody riding the power loader there, so you have to try to paint their face and their details inside of the bars of the power loader, but it's still really cool. And then we've got our Xenomorph minis. So it comes with two Xenomorphs, two facehuggers, and if you got the starter set, you also have another Xenomorph mini there. Also, I like the fact that the bases for the Xenomorphs, at least, have like terrain details on them. I don't think, does everybody? Oh yeah, I guess they all do. So, like, the base themselves already have, like, terrain elements put into them, so you don't have to worry about, like, finishing the bases type of thing. So, yeah, really cool. So these are some nice minis. I'm really impressed with the quality of them there. Alright, let's set that aside. Take that out. So, again, this might be some stuff for our skirmish rules. And of course, we got to have the Free League catalog. And oh my, okay. They did send out a PDF before with like the beta rules, and I never really looked at it too closely, but I feel like this is a bit more involved than what we had maybe with that original one. Again, I never actually really looked at it. So version 1.0 of the Alien Skirmish rules. These rules will be developed continuously. The latest version available for free. Download at alien-rpg.com. There you can also download game maps compatible with these rules. So again, you got the same dice here. You've got the base dice and the stress dice. You've got the rolling them, 6s being the success. Map zones. So a zone is typically a room or a corridor, although long corridors and large rooms can be divided into several zones. Zone borders are indicated on the maps. Okay, in the Hope's Last Day starter set. And cinematic adventures, so kind of cool to see there. So I think in a lot of ways it functions very similarly to the RPG. Like you got panic and stress. Characters can be broken. The xenomorphs have their own special rules. Okay. I'll have to spend some more time with this, but it looks like it plays very similarly to the actual role-playing game. It just might be a little bit more, like, it's a bit more simplified, right? Because you've got the different... there's no chestburster mini, though. But you got, like, sort of simplified stats there, but overall, I think this might be fun to try one of these days. You got some space there to fill out your character's key information, and I think it's lifted right from the character sheets too. So, really, really cool stuff. A nice chunky booklet actually for the skirmish rules. So again, I'll have to take a little bit more time to read through these. But yeah, it's really nice to have there as an inclusion. So. If you wanted to just, like, again, have more of a traditional miniatures game experience with, like, a group of, roughnecks finding themselves, having to deal with a xenomorph threat, then that's an option that you have available to you. So they will release future miniature sets with different creatures and stuff in them as well that you can use to expand out your collection. I also did buy the Aliens board game, which comes with a whole ton of minis that you have to put together. So I have, like, warriors, I think I've got chestbursters, I know I've got facehuggers, and I even have an alien queen, xenomorph queen, that I'll be really looking forward to statting out for the miniatures game. But yeah, cool stuff. You got your okay, yeah, so you got your motion tracker blips, and on the other side of them is whether it's a facehugger, chestburster, xenomorph, or it could be the cat. So we got that there. First aid, probably health recovery stuff. I think these are meant to be like closed doors. Yeah, closed and open doors, looks like. So anyway, really, really cool stuff. Again, Free League, just, they managed to just, nail this stuff, knock it out of the park every single time. Forgive the baseball pun, but the World Series is going on right now, and even though I'm not a huge baseball fan, the only team I've ever seen live play, or seen live play from their home stadium, is currently winning the World Series. So that's kind of neat. I think the Blue Jays are actually undefeated in the World Series, if I recall, because they went back to back, but I don't think they've ever been close to the World Series since, and I don't think they were ever really close to the World Series before. Oh, let's put our games catalog. We'll just put it right there for now. But yeah, so there we go. So those are the minis. A quick look at the miniature skirmish rules and the unboxing of the Alien role-playing game Rapture Protocol. So I do look forward to giving this a run at some point hopefully in the near future. Anyway, thank you all so very much for your time. I appreciate it. We will see you in the next one. Until then, take care.